Hi everyone, welcome to the second episode of the Countdown to Christmas Crafts on my channel. If you haven't seen the first episode, go check that out in the iCard section of the video, right about here. Okay, you've done that, or if you've already seen it, let's just tell you what the craft today is going to be. We're going to be making some Christmas cookies, and this one requires lots of different materials, so I'll leave the full list of materials in the description below if you want to check that out, so you make sure you have all of them ready to go. You can just go there. Okay, some parchment paper here. I have a tiny little piece, and of course your hot glue gun. Mine is right here. I'll heat it up, and let's get right into this. So what you're going to do is take your hot glue gun and squirt out a bit onto the piece of parchment paper. About to circle, about the size that you want your cookie to be. That's it. There it is. There's the little cookie. How cute. Now the glue from the glue gun is going to spread out a little bit. Now the reason you should use parchment paper and not wax paper is because the glue gun melts the wax off the wax paper, so it's just paper, and as we all know, glue gun sticks to paper. So I'm going to let that dry and make a couple more off camera. You can't only have one cookie, you know, you have to have a bunch. Alright guys, here are all of our cookies. They're kind of see-through right now, but you know, if you, we are going to paint them later, but if you didn't want to paint them, you could always just use colored glue gun. I couldn't find any in like a cookie color, so I'm just using the plain old clear stuff. And now, once they're dry, they will remove from the parchment paper easily, and there is a cookie so far. Now, hot glue always has these little strings poking out of it. Can you see it on camera? Here, let me just... Yeah, see that? That's a string. And, yeah, you can just pull those off or cut them off or whatever. And then you'll have a bunch of little cookies. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim up any rough edges or any dangly strings. And then I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, I'm back. I've picked all of the little strings and stuff off of them. And here we are, good to go. Now some of these, like this one, I made a bit smaller than you would want to, and it still has a bit of dangly stuff on it. Yeah, but if you want, just add a bit more hot glue when you squeeze out the dots, and that should fix that problem. Anywho, the next step is we're going to go get some paint out. Okay guys, I've got the paint now, and for some reason I don't have like a tan colored paint, so I have to mix one. I have an index card of some sort that I'm going to be using as a palette, because I'm not fancy and I don't have any fancy palettes. So yeah, and now I'm just going to take this vintage white color that I have for some reason, and this just brown basically. It probably has a name. It's called Burnt Umber. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, but sorry, I'm not fancy. I don't know these words. We're just gonna mix some of these, add some of this color that I have for some reason. There we go. And add some brown. Oh, that made a big bubble. Okay, and I'll just grab a paintbrush here and mix these up and add colors, whatever you think needs to be added. You know, I probably should have mixed that brown better. Whatever you think needs to be added until you have a nice brown color. I'm just going to mix up the pink color and be right back. Alright, so I think I've mixed up a nice cookie color, and I'm now going to paint the cookies with the cookie color. Alright, here we are. A little while later, I've probably put about 3 coats on these, and now we are going to do the next step, which is we're going to take some chalk pastels and take your scissors on another index card, because I have a lot of these, and I'm just going to shave it down. There. Now that we have our chalk pastels here, we're going to just take a paintbrush and paint it onto one of our cookies. Just to add some shading on there. Alright, here we are. I have them all with shading. You can't really see it, but it is there. And this is just to make them look a bit more like cookies. The next step is, who can have cookies without them being frosted? Like, they aren't proper cookies unless they're frosted. So now we're going to make some frosting. So, right now I have a container to mix the paint in. I'll just put it right over here. And so the first thing we're going to add is move the cookies over so that I can have this in center. And okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take some Mod Podge. I have matte stuff here, so yeah, that's just what I have on hand. And I'm going to take some and put some in my container. And get it on my table. Great. And the next thing, I'm going to make chocolate icing. So I'm going to take some brown paint, add some of that. I might have added too much Mod Podge, and I'll just mix this together. And there, we have it all mixed up, and we have a nice chocolatey color. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a cookie and wipe off that, paint some icing on it. And there it is, a nice iced cookie. Oh, I almost smudged the icing. Okay. Set you down with the other cookies, and I'm gonna frost the rest of these, and I'll be right back. Okay, I frosted all the cookies, and while they're drying, I am going to say some stuff about the cookies. So, you could totally, if you made them bigger, you could totally like put pictures on them, like a Christmas tree or a snowman, and go all out with decorating them with the frosting that you'd make the same way every time, just with different colors of paint. But I made mine a little too small. All you have to do to make them bigger is add a bit more glue. When you like pour the glob, you just add a lot of glue. You could also add stuff like sprinkles. Yeah, all you'd have to do is make them a bit bigger. I made mine kind of small by accident. I didn't really realize until I had already taken them off of the parchment paper, and by then it's kind of too late to change anything. But yeah, you could totally make them bigger. And I'll just be sitting here waiting for these cookies frosting to dry. Alright, here are our finished cookies, and I just made a plate out of cutting a circle out of paper, and that cookie fell over. The chocolate's all dried, and that is the end. So by the way, sorry about the lighting in this last bit. It's getting kind of late, and the lighting isn't great. Click someplace over here to subscribe, and someplace over here to watch some other videos. Bye!